Okay, so not realizing that Screencast-O-Matic cuts off after 15 minutes, I got cut off. So we left off on part 1 video with nous nageons, right? And then writing out the full conjugation. So you have for nager, you have je nage, tu nages, il nage, nous nageons, vous nagez, il nage. Okay, so if I didn't add in the E over here, you would have nous nagons, and you don't want that. You want to keep it that soft G sound. Nous nageons. So the E goes in the middle of the G and the O. Other verbs that are going to be in the same category. Anyone that ends in a G-E-R, okay? You have arranger, arranger, to arrange, to set up. Bouger, which is to move. Bouger la chaise, to move the chair. Not to move as in moving from house to house. Changer, changer, which is to change. Corriger, corriger, which is to correct a paper. Madame Gorman corrige les examens. Manger, to eat. Mélanger is to mix, as in a recipe. Mélanger. Obliger, just like we have obligated, obligation. Obligé, you're obliged. You have to do something, right? Partager is to share. So, partage le gâteau, share the cake. Ranger, which is to arrange, put things away. And then the last one where I realized that I was cut off. Voyager, voyager, which is to travel. Okay, so that's the end of the category number 2, GER verbs. Now we're going to go into our third category that I gave you. So category number 3 of the ER verbs, the stem changers, is going to be YER. So here we're going to write out our rule again. Oh, there's a little bit of sun. Is that going to help? Better. Okay, so YER verbs. The rule is change the Y to I before silent E. Okay? Therefore, here, no change for nous or for vous in the present tense, remember. For nous or for vous, because remember, vous has an EZ sound, A sound, right? But will change for all the other pronouns. Okay, so let me show you this one. So we're going to take the verb nettoyer, YER verb. Nettoyer is to clean up. So here we go. Je, tu, il, elle, on. Nous vous, il, elle, pluriel. So you have N-E-T-T-O. Let's go up until that point. N-O-T-T-O. N-O-T-T-O. 6 times. N-E-T-T-O. What am I saying? Okay. Our ending is still E, E-S, E, O-N-S. Why did I stop? E-Z, E-N-T. Okay? And I said that the rule is going to be change a Y to an I before a silent E. This is a silent E. Y becomes an I. This is a silent E sound. This is a silent E sound. This we know is not a silent E sound. Keep it a Y. This EZ we know gives us a sound, okay? It's not silent E. Keep it a Y. And then again here, ENT, you have a silent E sound. Change it to an I. Okay? Other verbs that are going to follow the same rule that I'm going to give you is, for example, we have envoyer, envoyer, which means to send, as in envoyer une lettre, to send a letter. Employer, to use. Emploie un stylo pour écrire. Use a pen to write. Ennuyer. Ennuyer is to bother. To bother. And then essuyer. Essuyer is to wipe. J'essuie la table après manger. I wipe the table after we finish eating, okay? All right, next rule. YERs are done. So now we go into the last 3. So we just finished the top 3. And now we're going into the last 3, which are the ones that I said to you are the boot shape. Okay, so the first one is rule number 4. That's silent E before the ER syllable, so before infinitive ending. So let's do this. The rule here, again, like YER, no change in the present tense, no change in the present tense for nous and vous, because they have a sound. Okay, so you're going to see. I'm going to use the example for enlever. We identified the category because it had a silent E before the infinitive ending. E, ES, E, ONS, easy, ENT. Okay, so what happens here is when there is no sound in the E before the infinitive ending, that's how we identified it. When you do the conjugation, if it's a silent E in the syllable before the silent E ending, we need to give it an accent grave. J'enlève. So it goes from en, le, as in le garçon, le stylo. J'enlève, tu enlèves. Again, this had a silent E in the conjugation, so now we have to add accent grave. Il enlève. Nous enlevons. I have a sound here. Leave it alone. No accent. So, nous enlevons. Vous enlevez. Ils enlèvent. Ils enlèvent. I need a sound here. Okay, I'm giving it a sound. Examples that are going to fall into this category. Acheter, to buy. Achever, to achieve success. Amener and emmener. These are very similar in meaning. We're not going to get into it now, but again, they have a silent E in the syllable before ER. Amener and emmener one is to carry with you, the other one is to bring along with you. Then we have élever. So élever, to raise, not to raise grains or crops on a farm, but élever cattle. So if you have calves, you are élever, you are raising the calves. Élever des enfants, all right, to raise children. Geler is to freeze, as in ice cream is frozen, c'est geler. Lever is to lift up. Think of a lever. And the last one that I'm going to give you is promener, which is to take a stroll, right? Promener. Very often this one is reflexive, but you could also say je promène le chien. So I'm taking the dog for a stroll. Okay, now, rule number 5, I told you guys when we set up these categories in tape number 1 or recording number 1, number 5 is similar to number 4. And I said to you I would give you 2 exceptions to the rule, okay? So, the 2 exceptions that I'm giving are going to be appeler and jeter, okay? And any prefix that would go with that, so rappeler, rejeter, all right, they're all going to go along these rules. So what happens here is when there's, again, you identify it because it's got a silent E, silent E in the syllable before ER. Okay, that's how we know we're going to treat it a little bit differently. And what happens is to get the accent grave sound, the E sound, enlève, enlève. In order to get that sound